Bashment way, the information way that'll take you there. Get informed and stay enthused. Uplift your soul and wipe away your blues. Tune into Bashment way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tune into.
Welcome to our special edition of Bashment Bay TV for Jamaica Independence. We're still on hiatus, but we wanted to have a show for our independence. I'm your host, Sharon Cummings. Our co-host today is stuck in Orlando's airport. So if you're in the background noise, please forgive us. My co-host today will be Christopher Gilchrist. Welcome, Chris.
Me and all the booth attendants here at Southwest Airlines.
My goodness, you've been there for about what, 6 hours?
I've been traveling all day, but you know what? Had to make the effort and be here for the Bashment Boy folks. So stay with me and bear with me, but I'm here doing it because of you.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Okay, our topic,
Yes.
what I want to talk about today is independence. Do you think Jamaica was better off under the British Empire or gaining their independence? Think about that. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, Chris, as we celebrate Jamaica's independence, I would be remiss if I didn't reflect on the fact that Jamaica continues to be a Commonwealth realm. Queen Elizabeth is still the head of state. I read that twice as many Jamaicans believe that Jamaica made a mistake when they broke away from the British Empire. 49% of Jamaicans believe that Jamaica would be better off if it had remained a colony of the British Empire. Your thoughts?
You can make an argument to support either sides of this. Me personally, some form of independence is necessary in terms of governance and making sure that we have a government that is formed by the people of Jamaica, that represents the interests of the people of Jamaica, right? And so, from that standpoint, having that independent parliamentary system, I think is still good. Maintaining or establishing and maintaining an identity as Jamaica, I think is very, very important. The talents that have been homegrown, the representation of the country across this entire globe is just absolutely phenomenal at every end of the spectrum. And it is undeniably Jamaican, whether it be the music or the prowess of our athletes, undeniably Jamaican, right? And that hasn't changed and is never ever going to change. However, as you said, the Queen is still the head of state. What to me, my question is, what does independence truly mean? What does it mean, and at what cost? Piece to this, where you need to be, or there's a need for us to come up from under the hand of the oppressor, if you will, right? Hence the need for independence. But at what cost? At what cost? For me, I think that complete removal of the Queen as head of state, right, to me is letting them off the hook. They no longer have any responsibility to the country that you have raped and pillaged for, how many umpteen years, right? You have taken. So pretty much we've allowed, it's kind of like allowing the thief to come in and wipe out the house. And then you tell him, say, you know what? You better go on. Go on before we make the police get you, right? There's no responsibility. As right now, there's no benefit to having the Queen as head of state. However, I think it is incumbent on the leaders of the country at this point in time to hold Britain to task and make sure that the countries, and I'm speaking about not just Jamaica, but the other Commonwealth countries, can come together and make sure that they hold Britain accountable. The other day, I had to go to London, and that's the other day, 2 years ago, and I'm from a country that the Queen is the head of state, and I needed a visa. I still needed a visa to go to England, right? Those are things that I'm thinking that the governments of the Commonwealth, of course, Jamaica taking a lead, because we've always taken a lead on such kind of issues and policies, to make sure that the British government is held accountable and they're not let off the hook.
Look at what they did with the Windward. People
Mhm.
that were there for so many years, and they deported some of them. I mean, okay, they changed that. They had to change that, but look what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. It is people from Jamaica who went to Britain back in the 60s and 70s and rebuilt that country. It's the working class people here from Jamaica, those Windrush, generation that went to Britain and rebuilt that country and rebuilt that empire. So, it's not that we haven't worked. It was a different type of slavery, if you will. Yes, there were some wages involved and all of these things. But one of the main benefits for those individuals having or choosing to make those kind of sacrifices, or make that kind of take that trip to that side, was because it came with the benefit of citizenship. It came with the promise that, listen, you're coming here to work and rebuild. You will be afforded the rights and privileges of being a British citizen. And so they took those opportunities, only to have somebody try to snatch it away again. And don't get me wrong, the fact that it's not in the news anymore don't mean that some of those individuals are not still having to fight through that system. But
Oh,
they've
of
made steps to
course.
correct that.
Of course.
Yeah. I really do. Again, I understand the need to assert one's, for want of a better word, independence. But to me, when you dig into what independence truly is, in a country where the dollar is 152 to $1, yes, I think that letting the Queen off the hook, it is not beneficial to the country. It will let them get away scotch free. Or even sitting where we are right now, it's still not beneficial, because we are not holding them accountable at all. Let it be that there are policies and procedures, there are policies that are put in place that are going to benefit people, create some social policies, that Jamaicans will be able to benefit from. Jamaicans are paying taxes to support a governor general who is the Queen's representative in Jamaica, right? That is rudeness to come ask people for visa. Yeah, so I think that's a place to start. That is a place to start.
I read an article the other day that the Jamaican government the crown for reparation. What do you think about that?
Reparations to me is long overdue. And when I say long overdue, I don't mean long overdue in the sense that, oh, it's time for it to happen now. The reparations that people are looking for, which is usually just a monetary handout, is not the kind of reparations that I think we need as a society at all, whether it be here in the US or even in Jamaica. I think that the reparations that are needed, as I said, are policies, people driven policies, people centric policies that are going to give the individuals who were affected, the generations that were affected by years of pillage, giving those individuals a leg up, giving them what our ancestors went through, because most of them are not here anymore. So us, the children of those individuals, should be able to reap those benefits. And benefits like what? Like I'm saying, have the ability to move through the Commonwealth freely as a citizen of the Commonwealth, to be able to go and study somewhere else, right? Within the Commonwealth. You need medical care. You might be in a country that the medical system or the healthcare system is overwhelmed. You should be able to go to another Commonwealth country and seek treatment, and seek other opportunities there. Those are the kind of reparations that I would like to see, that I think would be beneficial, as opposed to some people, you're just handing out a check somewhere, what going to turn into two tuppence. Yeah.
Exactly, because I
By the
mean,
time it get to individuals, okay? 3 million Jamaicans, what am I going to do with the money? Oh, how are you going to do that? What are you going to do with that? Give back some of the lands that have been taken, right? Give back some of those lands that have been taken, release those things, allow for programs in place for people to start small industries, small businesses, give people grants to do those things. Those are the kind of reparations that I'm looking forward to seeing. And if
totally
you can't
agree.
get those, like I said, hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Make sure you stay as head of state. Because listen, I read it often enough. It's all over the internet. It's documented fully everywhere that the Queen, as head of state, is a ceremonial head. But Sharon, I'm telling you, I can read, maybe I go a good school. This ceremonial headship that they're talking about is ceremonial only because the Queen has decided to make it so.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ceremonial based on a norm, based on an established norm. And if this last US government administration, the prior one, has taught us anything, is that it is very easy to go against the norms when they're not rules, they're not law. It
Right.
is not law that the Queen is ceremonial. It is not law that the Queen is ceremonial. The Queen is the head of state, which means the Queen is the commander in chief of the armed forces. When people taking over governments is who them use. Now, usually the military. So whoever in charge of the military is them strike the card. You understand? So I look at it to say, you know what? I remember back in, it was 1962 that Jamaica gained independence. And yes, I was nowhere near born yet. But incidentally, my grandfather was the mayor of Montego Bay at the time when Jamaica gained independence in 1962. And, my grandmother, who I just went to Jamaica to visit, she was there and greeted Princess Margaret, who was the Queen's representative, to come to read the independence letter, the Declaration of Independence, right? And, you know, during that time, um, there was a sense of prestige. There was a sense of, of course, the pageantry, the pomp and circumstance, all of that stuff. But growing up as a child, the house that it was sponsored by the monarchy. At the time, the Queen gave all of her representatives throughout the Commonwealth. As far as I know my grandfather had one. They all drove a black Rolls Royce. Okay, back in the day. So they were. I don't think the monarchy of today is the monarchy of yesterday, right? But the legacy of what the monarchy did carries through. They carry that with them. And so I think they should carry the responsibility as well. It should not be that they're taken off the hook.
Well, as far as I can see, all these countries that enslaved black people, they're the one that reaped all the benefit. I mean, whether you're talking about the United States or England,
Yes, yes.
they're the ones that France with Haiti, I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they reap all the benefits.
Absolutely. And it stands to reason, for example, just think about it. If let's just say, for example, you look at a place like Aruba, Curacao, who are, part of the Netherlands, officially part of the Netherlands, right? It's a constitutional monarchy. Those individuals are able to travel freely back and forth from the island to the mainland, right? They go and they study, they work, they come back, and they're setting up they have their homes in two places, and it's not a burden on any one place. So you have those who are of means that are having homes in the island because they can. And those who are not of wealthy means who are leaving the island to go seek. Why should Jamaica be any different? Why should Jamaica be robbed of those opportunities? Right? Why should those in Europe, why should they be able to come and spend their money in Jamaica if they want to buy a house in Jamaica and have a vacation home or come back and what have you? I think we're shooting
Jamaicans can't
ourselves in
do
the foot.
that.
Right, right. Why should we shoot ourselves in the foot, just talking about independence, when truly some of us have no idea what that means? None. But they can let her off the hook if they want. I
Food
say
for
hold them
thought.
accountable. It's like Puerto Rico. It's like Puerto
Yeah,
Rico.
yeah.
The other day with the hurricane, where the Puerto Rican senator said, listen, we didn't ask you to come over here and take us. You came and forced yourself on us.
But
And
therefore,
we
you're
had no choice in the
obligated to
matter.
take care.
So yes, yes, indeed, I'm the redheaded stepchild, and guess what? You gonna take care of me. Absolutely. That's what you wanted? Here I am. Take care of me. Yeah. Don't let them off the hook.
Well, that is food for thought, and I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
Because,
man.
as you said, she is the head of state.
To CARICOM has not been able to properly form a unified organization, a unified nation through CARICOM. They have not been able to do that, right? And those, yes, I know Barbados is in the process of removing the Queen as head of state. But Barbados don't have a dollar that is $152 to $1. So whatever it is that they're doing, maybe we can look and learn. But I don't think that Jamaica will benefit. I don't think that Jamaica has benefited. Okay? I don't think that Jamaica has benefited from independence. And don't get me wrong, I don't want anyone listening to me and tell me that I am saying that, oh, we were better off under British rule. That is not what I am saying. What I am saying is that independence in form of governance is important. Being able to make our own decisions that are going to impact the country. However, we should not let the British government off the hook by just completely removing them, because they should share some responsibility.
Totally agree with you. And on that note, we'll be right back.
Now all you young ladies who have planned your wedding day, keep an eye on your husband.
Greetings, this is Wayne Harmon from Chalice, and we would like to thank Bashment Bay TV so much for having us on to wish Jamaica, the land of my birth, a happy 59th birthday. Happy Independence, Jamaica. To Sharon and the crew, wonderful work you're doing. Keep it up. No matter the challenges we face, we know we are from yard and we're gonna fight through and we're gonna come out on the other side covered in glory. Blessings, Jamaica. Happy Independence. Wayne Harmon Chalice. One love.
Our first guest is a songwriter, a performer, known as a musician's musician. He was born in St. Andrew, Jamaica. At the age of 16, he joined the group The Presidents. He continued his calling and in 1967 became a member of the Hurricanes. One of his mentors was Byron Lee. In later years, he traveled the world with the band The Dragonaires. Some of his hits are Ram Goat Liver, Your Honor, and I'm an Borneo, just to name a few. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Pluto Shervington. Welcome. Thank you so much for being on Bashment Bay TV. You have been in the music business for such a long time. I must tell you, the songs the songs I mentioned are some of my favorite. We actually did a skit to Your Honor years ago. So I just love that song. But thank you so much for being here. Now, as I said, you've been in the music business for a long time. Without telling us your age, how long have you been in the music business?
I was in that business how many years before that? 1966, which is 8 years before that. I was only 16 years old then, and I was in the business. So we're talking a long time. We're talking 55 years that I'm in the business.
Wow, that's a long time, and you're still going strong. As I said,
and I'm hanging in there, still working.
Oh, of course, of course. So tell me, what inspired you to get into music? Was there someone in particular that you admired, or did you have a mentor that inspired you?
Doctor who delivered me, because from the day I was born, I knew what I was going to be. I told my dad I must have been 5 years old what I was going to be, and he didn't believe me. And I said, that's what I'm going to do, regardless of what you want me to do. You want me to be a lawyer, a doctor? No. I ain't playing that. I know what I want to be, and that's what I did. Always knew that. From an early age, early childhood age, I knew that.
I find that a lot of musicians that they knew at an early age what they wanted to be, but for some reason, parents always want you to be a lawyer or a doctor, you know, but you got to follow your dream.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do. I went to college and I got a degree, and I've never used a degree. Not once ever in life. I said, okay, no, I have the degree. Here, Mom, have my degree.
May I ask what you got your degree in?
In business and accounting. And that has helped me a lot.
That works in the business.
That has helped me a lot over the years. Yeah,
of course. Some of the artists that you've performed with, and who do you have a favorite artist?
Well, it always comes back to Ernie, the Ernie Smith. Ernie was my mentor. I'm good. It was something that Ernie had witnessed that morning. He was on his way to this studio, and he said, "You know what I saw a while ago? I saw hit a ram good." And a little Rasta man say, I hope him dead, make we buy a pound of rice. And I
Uh-oh.
said, but Ernie, there's a song right there. He said, write it. And I wrote it. Within 1 month, that was #1 on the charts all over.
So I
#1
never
in
knew it was a
17
real
islands.
story.
Yeah, it was a real, everything that I wrote, most of them are real. And I hope you won't ask me about Your Honor.
I was.
I'm hoping you won't ask me about that.
I was coming right to that song.
I knew you had it in your head. That's why I said I was really hoping you wouldn't ask me about that, because that too is real.
Wow. Do you still write?
Oh yeah, I write all the time.
Do you
And
have
record.
anything new coming out?
I have lots of new stuff out, but unfortunately, people only want to hear the old stuff. They don't want to hear no new stuff no more. They only want to hear the old stuff.
Yeah, they're comfortable with the ones that's out there already.
They're just
'Cause
hanging on to that. Yeah, I like it, but can you play Ram Goat Liver, please?
I would like to ask a question since we're celebrating Jamaica Independence. I wanted your opinion. Has Jamaica benefited more by having their independence, do you think?
I think they have in certain ways. For example, the things we have achieved in music and in athletics, I think is excellent, and I don't think we could have done that under English rule. However, unfortunately, I have to say they haven't solved the crime problem. I think if we had English rule, we would not have that problem. I don't know why we have it still, and that worries me.
Sometimes people mention to me that oh, Jamaica was better off before independence. So, you know, that's what we're going to be talking about on the show. So I wanted your opinion on that. Mixed feelings as to whether or not Jamaica was better off or not.
In certain ways we are, and in certain ways we are not. Honestly, that's what I have to answer for that.
You know that you performed with Byron Lee and the Dragonair
All over
for
the
quite
world.
some time.
Yeah, he's my old friend, and he's also my mentor. He was my good old friend.
How long did you perform with the Dragonairs?
Oh, years. I would say from about 1970 until almost 1980.
Wow.
Years, yeah. Almost 1980, yeah. All over the world. I mean, we went from Greenland to Canada, everywhere. Everywhere I went with them.
I want to thank you so much for agreeing to be a guest
welcome.
on this show. But I want to let the audience know that we're going to be playing I'm Bornia and Ram Goat Liverfoot to remind people of the songs that they fell in love with.
Nice. That would be great. Okay, I just love your accent, by the way. I don't know where you got that accent from.
It's a Jamaican accent.
Okay.
I always tell people it's a mix of the Jamaican and the American. I can't help it.
Okay, you have it. You have it. Alrighty.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Anytime. It was my
Okay.
pleasure. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Our guest this evening, Jordini Simon from Flava Expression. He started this dance group in 2009 along with Desiree Trusty, Travis Forbes, Renique Wallace, Garrett Johnson, and Barrington Hunter. With tantalizing dance skills, different types of moves, and excellent performances, the group's popularity started getting noticed, especially in their hometown of Port Maria, St. Mary. This motivated them to take their talent to a whole new level. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Jordini. Jordini, welcome. You can tell me so much more about what it is that you've been doing.
Yeah, man, respect and thank you, blessing. It's a pleasure on being here, you know.
Yeah, man.
You should it's been a while, but yeah, so Flava Expression, you know, great dance group, good dance group, you know, from 2009 we start until now we're still active, you know. Dancing Dynamite winners 2011, right? That's the year that we won the dance competition. From there, crazy performance, crazy shows, video shoots, you know, it's all in the work. It's all in the work. So all the entertainment stuff, we've been there with Jenny, JCDC, World Reggae, everything is there, you know. Through performance, we even did performance in other countries. So I represent Jamaica in Suriname and French Guyana. So yeah, we did a competition there where we landed actually fourth place. So out of like 11 or 12 other countries. So that's really good. So we've been there, done that, and it's a really good pleasure to be here working with you guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure to have you here. Let me ask you a question. What made you decide to start this dance group, and were you already friends with the members?
The members are mostly consist of family members, because I got like at least 3 guys out of, you know, the starting members were my cousins, you know, and you have another 2 other guys who are related as well. So it all beginning from family members. So they're like close guys that are home with us every single day. So that's how we end up even start liking the same stuff, because when one person started dancing, you know, the other person gonna catch on and just pass on. Like it's like if one does music and the others I want to catch on doing music. So we were all into dancing and we love it. I would say, hey, let's take this thing to be a group, you know, and we say, all right, let's do this, you know, we just started. And it just blossomed, because we never expected we would have reached at this level, I swear.
So you talk about reaching at this level. Tell the audience some of what it is that you've actually had in terms of exposure. You talk about being in Suriname and representing the country. What other doors have been opened for you and your dance troupe since you've been doing what you've been doing?
Yeah, to the truth, some crazy, amazing things really happen and door open. Meaning, first thing first, I gotta. One thing about me when I'm being raised, you know, in a home where I got mom and dad, education has always been the key. So, out of my dance now, I actually got a chance to go to college, Edna Manley. You know, that's one of my greatest achievements that I'm really proud of from the dancing. And so from there, I learned professionalism, you know, professional performances, you know, different genres. And from there also, you know, I did some video shoots and commercial where I worked with Jenny production, you know, when I was in Kingston at that time. So from there, you know, we did a few shows. We did what do you call it, like road shows, stuff like that. So we did a lot of stuff. So from there, you know, with a guy from St. Mary, you know, to be all over in Kingston, you know, all over the island, showing my talent, and meet a lot of people, and it's been really great. I understand. So even right now, I'm in tourism, right? I'm in the hotel, so even that whole dancing thing and performance and going to end the money, you know, helped me to reach even in this tourism area right now. So that's where I'm at, you know, showing my expertise, you know, and teaching other people around. I was even a teacher too, so it's a lot of stuff, cause I even went and teach high school for performing arts for like 6 months, you know, in Montego Bay, you know, so I've been around.
You look like about 18 years old and you've done so many things already.
I know, right? I wish I was 18, man. I can't remember I can't remember what really happened when I was 18.
It's great what you've been able to accomplish. Talk to us a little bit about what you see ahead for the group. What is it that you have in mind for the group? Are there any projects or any special things that are taking place with the group in the near future or beyond?
The truth being, cause since the past year, I won't lie, cause this has been a thing that's really catching everyone right now, especially in the entertainment field, cause with this COVID thing happening, there's a lot of changes, cause you can see that for the past year and a half, entertainment wise, I've gone to a pause, right? So from there, it's gonna be a lot of changes. So for us for like an original group where we use performances, go on stage, greeting audience, greeting fans, gonna be a big difference. Now we're gonna start thinking about things like videoing, interviews, social media. So that is the way I see us taking this thing right now. Doing commercial, shoot, storylines, different type of stuff. So as I said, I'm really into choreography. Now from here on, I'm thinking about just doing some really unique type of video shoots, showing some still dance move, creating our own dance moves. We're even working with a new upcoming artist right now. I don't know if you guys heard about him, but his name is Gilchrist from St. Mary. Ambition. He's singing a song that's called Ambition. It's right now at 4 views, on YouTube. So right now we're doing a lot of work with him, performance. And hopefully in the future we do a few travels with him, because he's on tour right now.
I had asked someone in Jamaica because I wanted to have a dance for independence, and she recommended you to me. So I wanted to know, what do you have planned for us?
Right, so our plans is basically, we're gonna take us back to independent, 1962, so we're gonna take it back some songs from that era, see if we can show appreciations from that time until now. So we're gonna do a performance with the song, 3 songs, basically 5 minutes. I was gonna show appreciation to Jamaica, and our independence. I know far we have come.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, doing the interview, and we're looking forward to this performance. So,
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Jordini Salmon and Flava Expression.
Yeah, man, big up.
Take your hit. Now, do a dip.
Watch this now. Hey, wanna get me hot this year? Where them a go do? Behold me. What do you need? Wanna get me wicked this year? Not even water can hold me. Not a mercy. Wanna get me? 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 Wanna get me wicked and if I need to get this, wanna get damage alone. Trespass. to get executed. Just back, I am lyrically ill. 90s, I am programmed to kill. Tell the one of them in the team and if really come hot this year. When them a go do, they hold me. Or they give me wicked this year. Not even water can cool me. Come mercy. Come now. You give it down, give the silver ring. If I come on me from page, come in the nose, so you're lyrically brave. Hold the face right, but you want the kid. No matter with after 2 years, just start fade. Right now, this one.
Dedicated to all the boys, them want jump up. Dedicated to all the man, them want wake up and push up. And dedicated to the girl, them who know mother. Second me suck your because you come from my shit up. Anywhere you go, it's a all and pull up. Listen, me suck your because it's well dangerous. Me say mother italic and italic and italic. Me say mother italic, it's a rip up the market. Me say mother italic, it's a the latest lyrics. Come me from the place and take up the mic and sing for your lyrics. Me say if you think
Yeah.
Second me suck your because you come from my shit up. Anywhere you go, it's a all and pull up. Listen, me suck your because it's well dangerous. Me say mother italic and italic and italic. Me say mother italic, it a rip up in my switch. And this a DJ can't short circuit. Yet. I up and feel me up, they want me satellite dish. Me say mother italic and italic and italic. Me say mother italic, it a the latest lyrics. Me say mother italic, it a rip up a market. And the OJ posse just don't come juggling on this. And the Mobby posse just don't come juggling on this. And the Negril posse just don't come juggling on this. And the Skitland posse just don't come juggling on this. And the Uptown posse just don't come.
Thank you so much, Jordini. I love that dance performance. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
One more Jamaican gone abroad. One more disciple leave the yard. But if you think so, we are gonna stand up and wait. No way while we hold the gate for you. Nothing so at all. But I'm an Anya, I'm an Banya, I'm a Livia. Figure I Canada. No way, sir. What a boy, yeah. Belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica. But when you stop and check out the facts, is a whole heap of thing Jamaica lack. But when you run from a problem, it never solves. No man want to get involved at all. We sit down and ball. But I'm an Anya, I'm an Banya, I'm a Livia. Figure America. No way, sir. What a boy, yeah. I'm belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica. 5 flights a day to Miami. Don't mean a thing to this man. As long as man give labor and his work for money, there is not a man can move me from my land. So all you Jamaicans gone abroad, when last you really check a yard, remember saltfish, fritters, bulla and pear. Wash it down with a high school beer. A true, it's no bad at all. But I'm an Anya, I'm an Banya, I'm a Pot up boil, yeah. I'm belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica, I'm an Anya, I'm an Banya, I'm a Lydia, Fico America, no visa, pot up boil, yeah. Belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica, I'm an Anya, I'm an Banya. Sunday gone, I jump on a minibus. I really late, but it's not my fault. And when we nearly reach by the terminus, I feel the bus come to a halt. Well, liquor ram goes down by the roundabout, but just as if that could not suffice, a brother run to the bus and start to shout, you should have dead make we buy a pound of rice. Ram good liver, good for neck, manish water, really good teeth, make the earring for your daughter. Very good lunch, put the bite in your back. It make your daughter, it make your daughter walk and talk. Well, the news spread fast like a telegram. Nobody know where the good come from. We raise a pot and a pan from an iron man who sit down there all along. 2 twos and the pot a boil. I hit a yaman banana dip. Meanwhile, liquor waters a guan. Lick me goat and a take me sip. Ram good liver, good fillet, manish water, really good teeth, make the earring for your daughter. Very good lunch with the bite in your back. It make your daughter, it make your daughter walk and talk. Well, I pop 2 bells and I make a slide. I take a walk, go out the street. But while I waiting down the road for my ride, I feel a drive and I start to feel very weak. Before too long, you know have to ask. I run in belly like a judgment day. Everybody in the road I dead with laugh. Is then I know that crime will never pay. Ram good liver, good for neck, manish water, really good teeth, make the earring for your daughter. Very good lunch, put the bite in your back. It make your daughter, it make your daughter walk and talk.
Thank you so much, Pluto Shervington, for those 2 songs. Next, we have Charmaine Limonius doing one of my favorite songs, again, My Boy Lollipop.
My boy lollipop, you make my heart love you. You are as sweet as candy. You're my sugar daddy. Oh, my boy lollipop, you never leave me, because it would be my heart told me so.
Charmaine Limonius for this wonderful gift that she gave me for my birthday. I wanted something in the Jamaican colors, and she sent this all the way from Jamaica. So thank you so much, Charmaine. I really appreciate it. I love it. I love it. And my son made me these earrings. So I'm all decked out. I'm represented. I want to thank all the guests we had today. Mr. Pluto Shervington, Jordini Salmon, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and have a talk with us in celebration for Jamaican independence. Thank you so much. Charmaine Limonius, Lollipop, my boy Lollipop, one of my favorite songs again. Thank you for doing that.
Sharon, stop dating yourself.
What?
Stop dating yourself, Sharon. They made other songs after that, you know.
Yeah, I'm old.
Vegas,
Yes, I'm
Bashment
old.
Bay. Listen.
It's like Pluto Shervington
Yeah, man,
was
they have some
saying,
new song after that.
I know. It's like Pluto Shervington was saying that he has newer songs, but everybody wants to hear the old songs. So that's me.
True.
I love
That's
the old
right.
songs.
That's right.
You know, he did
Yeah.
Your Honor. And I was telling him
Oh,
that
yes.
we did a piece to that. And he said all
One
the
of my
songs that
favorites.
he did
Absolutely.
was true. It all happened. So I wonder if it happened like the way we did the skit. That
Oh,
would
it
be
would be
something. I
great.
should put that
Or-
skit out.
Listen, we should have him on again and go through some of the songs and really talk through the stories that inspired them. That would be a real hit.
He said, don't ask me about Your Honor.
It might have to give up some names, right?
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in September with season 2 of Bashment Bay TV. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listen, have a watch party or two, okay, of season 1 episodes so that you can catch up. We're working on some great things for you, and you'll love what you have. You'll love what you see.
Definitely. So we will see you in September. No wine today because you're in the airport. So I won't do that to you.
Listen, I don't have any wine, but I have a piece of banana bread. Hold on. Listen, when you're stuck in airport for hours on end, banana bread, and water.
Hey, Chris,
Oh,
thank
no,
you
good
so
air.
much. Thank you for taking the time to do this in the airport.
All right, take care. Well, good.
But good. Bye.
Boy.
To Bashment Bay, to Bashment Bay. To Bashment Bay, to Bashment Bay.